So 3 weeks before the Kentucky Derby is the very last Kentucky Derby prep, which is going to be the Lexington Stakes. And of all the Kentucky Derby prep races throughout the years, this has actually been my favorite betting Kentucky Derby prep race. Usually it's a smaller field, and also these you include horses that are trying to get into the Kentucky Derby race. The last prominent horse to win the Lexington Stakes, to win the Kentucky Derby, was Charismatic in 1999. The horses who've actually ran in the Lexington Stakes, who've done well in the Triple Crown, was Risen Star in 1988, who not only won the Lexington Stakes but also won the Preakness and Belmont Stakes, and also another horse who ran in 1997 was Touch Gold, who won this race and then won the Belmont Spoiling Silver Charms Triple Crown bid. So in this race, there's ten horses right here, and I was going back and forth yesterday in terms of who I wanted. I was going to go three horses, uh, but um, but the third horse I picked originally, he's not going to be in my top three. I'll go more about that other horse later on. But the two horses that I want to plan to use is the two horses that actually ran against uh, other horses who've actually won the last Kentucky Derby prep races. And the first horse is Hades. Hades. Um, and the Holy Bull, when he finished first, he beat Fierceness. So Fierceness is the one who actually won the Florida Derby, and the fact that that was the first place he ever lost, Hades. Um, I think this is a good. He's the favorite right now at 7-2, and with a speed favoring track at Keeneland, this horse could get the lead. But I'm basing off the fact that he lost to Fierceness, who's going to be one of the Kentucky Derby one of the Kentucky Derby favorites. The other horse I plan to pick is Lucky Jeremy. So Lucky Jeremy, his last race, you look at these last two horses that he's raced, and Stronghold and Endlessly. So Stronghold um won the Santa Anita Derby, and then Endlessly won the Jeff Ruby Stakes. So when you look at the competition that Lucky Jeremy has faced, it's really good competition. Granted, he's never finished second to those two horses, but the fact that he raced against those horses, I think, shows the competition that he's ran against. And I'm also always look at the pedigree and also the purchasing price. This You look at the purchase price of this horse; it's five times more than his sire stud fee. So uh, some um, there was some potential that the owner was willing to pay for this horse on the sale. But yeah, even though this horse has run only twice, has only won twice, the fact that the last two races were against horses that won their last Kentucky Derby prep races, I think is one of the reasons why I'm gonna pick this horse. The third horse originally I was going to pick is going to be Encino. So I underlined this broodmare sire Bernardini, who was a leading sire, broodmare sire in 2022. Uh, he was supposed to run in the Bluegrass Stakes last week on Keeneland, and he's going this year. He's going to go to Keeneland again to run this time at the Lexington Stakes. So he was actually one of the horses that I was going to pick, but I was really hesitant, and I think it's because of the synthetic starts he has. They're all at yeah, I think they were at all at Turfway Park, but there I was really thinking of based on the pedigree with Nyquist and then with Bernard on top and Bernardini in the bottom. I was thinking, okay, this course could be a pretty good play. So he's not going to be the third horse, but he will be one of my horses I plan to pick in the pick four in Keeneland. So the third horse I decided to go with is Footprint. Um, so Footprint is he's been all I noted that two things. One, he's undefeated in Keeneland, and then all his three starts this year, he's been in the money, even though he hasn't won any. So at the price of 10-1, I think Footprint is a um, very good play here. So so the three horses I plan to pick is Hades, Footprint, and Lucky Jeremy. I plan to probably do a exacta box and a trifecta box. Um, for those three horses. So that's my play in the Lexington Stakes. I did mention about the pick four, so I'll put some insights. Um, During this Kentucky Derby prep races, I've always mentioned about the Golden Pick Four, which were the last two races at Golden Gate Fields and Santa Anita. Since there's no Santa Anita meet at the moment, they ran their last meet last week. There's no Golden Hour Pick Four, but I'll provide you some of my insights on the actual Pick Four at Keeneland. So the first leg of the Pick Four is race 8 at Keeneland, and this one was really hard to handicap because it's not a stakes race. It's just a it's an optional claiming allowance race. So if you notice, okay, I initially had number one, and then the reason why I had number one was because he was originally coupled with Howling Time. Now this morning I found out Howling Time is scratched. So instead of getting two horses, there's only one horse. So I decided at the very last minute to kind of scratch off Giant Game on my ticket. Um, I thought about Frosted Departure too, but then I looked at his form, and basically when I thought about Frosted Departure was because he didn't run well in the stakes race. Now he's back to a lower level. But I decided to scratch him. Um, though the horse I'm thinking of playing is the number two Transact. And his sire Gunrunner is a hot sire right now. So anytime you can try to get a Gunrunner horse, that's a one play to make. The other I'm thinking about is Brigadier General. Uh, he's 2 for 2 at Keeneland in a sloppy track, and it's been raining at Keeneland, so I don't know what the track surface is right now. But at 10-1, that's another horse I'm thinking about playing. The other two is like number 6 and number 7. Um, I'm more high on number 6 than I am number 7. So, and part of the reason number 6 was because of his Bruno Shares Bernardini. So for this golden hour, not golden hour, for this pick four, it's a 50-cent pick four, whereas the golden hour pick four was $1. So I'm going to be more aggressive since it's only a 50-cent pick four. And if I pick four horses in every race, that's 256 combinations. 4 times 4, 16 times 4, 64 times 4 is 256. But since it's a 50-cent pick four, it's going to only be $128. So if I lose 128, I lose 128. So those are my thoughts on the first leg of the pick four. The second leg is the race number 9, which is the Grade 1 Jenny Wiley Stakes. Initially, I was going to put number 6, Gina Romantica, but I decided that after looking at other horses, I'm going to scratch this horse. And I listened to some YouTube clips referring to, even though this horse has a high buy speed figures, this is going to be a little longer race. So I don't know if this horse can finish first. So I decided at 3-1, this horse might be overbet. So even though this horse is by the super hot sire Intermischief, if this was on turf, it was on Durf, then I would highly consider think about picking this horse. But since Intermischief is more into a dirt horse, I think this horse could be overbet on a turf race. And the trainer is Chad Brown. and he was known for great turf horses, which is why I'm picking number 7, Surge Capacity. Right now it's 4 out of 5, so only lost once, and that was a second. So it's a Grade One winner, and at 5-1, pretty good, very good odds for a Chad Brown horse on a turf race. The other horse I plan to pick is number 5, is English Rose, and by the international hot sire Frankel. Charlie Appleby has done really well at Grade One races here in the U.S. So that's the why I'm picking also number 5. The other two horses is number 9, Dita, and I noted that she's undefeated at this specific distance, and so that's why I'm picking her. And here's my long shot is number 10. Yeah, it's a Chad Brown horse, but other reason I'm picking number 10 is because of this jockey, Frankie Dettori, who last week at Del Mar was just on fire, man. I mean, he won like 5 races in a row. I mean, so for Olympic 4, I'm going to pick Dettori because on the second leg, and in fact, he's also in the last leg, and I plan to pick that horse too. I already mentioned the Lexington Stakes, um, which is also the third leg of the pick 4. So this is the last race, the 11th, and I do not have any finalization on this race. So this is just my insight. I said I plan to do 4 horses. So the 11th, I have 3 horses right now, and I'm not sure how I'm going to play this. I do plan to do 4. I'm just not sure which for the fourth horse would be. So I mentioned about Frankie Dettori. Okay, so right now he's on the 11 horse, and if it wasn't Frankie Dettori, I think this odds would be a little higher. But with last week, and I'm just riding the hot hand, so that's the reason why I'm picking number 11 as one of my 4 horses. At the moment, I have 3, but so let's just say this is the one three. This is the one of the horses I plan to pick in my pick 4. The other is going to be Moonlight. I listened to another YouTube clip, and they were mentioning that if you look at his form, this is a turf race, and he's actually ran second in his first start on turf. But they thought, okay, with the pedigree with his pedigree, he might be a dirt horse, and he did win first in his first dirt race. But all the other races, if you notice on stakes races on dirt, he hasn't won. So this horse might actually be a turf horse after all. So, and this is not a stakes race. So I think that's the second horse I plan to use to play. The third horse is number 3, Incinerator, and the reason is his sire is Flame Away. So Flame Away is known to is a was actually did well on the turf, and also his progeny has done well on the turf too. So since this is a grass race, this is the third horse I plan to pick, and at 15-1, hey, that's some pretty good odds to pick. Um, I don't want to leave him out of my ticket and then kick myself because it's like his odds is 15-1, yet he's by a turf sire. So those are 3 horses. Other horses I'm thinking about as my 4th horse is Royal Majesty, which is by the Hot International sire Frankel. The other one I'm thinking about is Pure Poetry. Um, he had a big jump from his first to second race. So, I mean, there might be other horses, but that's why at the moment I only have 3. I mean, I will probably have to think about it before the pick 4 bet, decide which will be my 4th horse. So, so that's it. That's my analysis of the of the Lexington Stakes and the pick 4, in late pick 4 in Keeneland. So I'll be going to Golden Gate Fields to bet this race. I'll be at the Turf Club. I want to enjoy the moment before it closes. I hope it doesn't, but I want to enjoy the moment before the racetrack closes in June. It's raining right now here in the Bay Area. So, but yeah. So, as the saying goes, And I'll leave it off. Um, you bet small to win big.